Barrister Eze Uluche, I remember while all of this was going on throughout last year, where we had conflicting court orders in the case of Rivers, then it was at the High Court. Sometimes we hear from the Rivers State High Court or from the Federal High Court. This is coming from the Apex Court, and it's considered to be, it's going to be a very depressing situation for Rivers State indigents. Now, here is the thing. Those members said they had defected. That matter is still in court. I'm wondering when they were asked to return. I don't know if their own case has been resolved. If this ruling is coming from the Supreme Court, there is no other way to appeal this case. What do you think Fubara should do? Should he allow those guys back in the house as properly represented? These individuals obviously do not owe any allegiance to him, but their allegiance is towards Nyesom Wike. And if he does not do what the court says, obviously there will be no funds. So where do you think this has placed the people of Rivers?
Well, from the very onset, the Supreme Court seems geared towards enthroning anarchy in Nigeria. This was the same Supreme Court that could not define what AND, the word "and," means for purposes of deciding the electoral matters that brought in Bola Tinubu into office. This is the Supreme Court that is chaired by Kekereku, a judge who made the person who came first in the Imo State gubernatorial elections to become the governor of the state. So this Supreme Court has brought into deep question its integrity with regards to legal matters. Now, the Supreme Court, perhaps it fails to realize that Section 109(1)(g) of the Nigerian Constitution makes it explicit that any member of the State House of Assembly who defects to another party, and that party is not in a division as at that time, loses his seat. So there was actually nothing else that was left for the Rivers State governor to do than to move ahead with the remaining persons who were members of the House of Assembly, minus the 27 who had defected. This is explicitly in the Constitution. Nothing more has to be done. Those men lost their seats the day they declared that they had defected. And at that time, I had mentioned that all these peace moves Fubara and co were making to also rock for determination by the Mr. Bola Tinubu were all unconstitutional. So the reality is that under the Nigerian Constitution, the Amefula and his gang who defected from the PDP to the APC lost their seats. What is the Supreme Court now saying that must be brought to the House of Assembly for? And the Supreme Court has made a very dangerous pronouncement that the central bank should not give funds to a constituent component part of the Rivers State government. Now, that means that all Rivers State government, all the workers, all the contractors will not be paid. And this...
Hello, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, and this government wants this Supreme Court wants such ridiculous pronouncements to stand. It's most unfortunate. If I were the governor of Rivers State, I will immediately say, okay, if that is what is going on, then the entire wealth of Rivers State, the oil production of Rivers State should not go to any federal revenue source again. Rivers State should begin to make alternative means to sell its own oil to ensure that it pays its workers. Rivers State should declare itself sovereign and take care of its needs, because the Supreme Court has done ultra vires its responsibilities. It has acted in a most unconstitutional manner. And this is a proper time to bring the Supreme Court to book. What does it mean? Can it be said that for under any reason, the central bank should be stopped from allowing the federal government to access funds, or any other state for that matter? Does it understand the implication of that judgment? That it can lead to death in Rivers State today. Pensioners will not be paid. Civil servants will not be paid. What kind of jaundiced judgment is that? I think this is the time that Rivers State should now make it but rule a line. That there must be some questions that must be answered not just tomorrow or next tomorrow, immediately. And the way forward, in my own opinion, is for the state to say, okay, we're not going to take any copper again from the central bank based on the Supreme Court judgment, but all revenues, all accruals, all incomes of Rivers State, they will by themselves look for buyers for their crude oil, look for whatever, because it is not a matter of necessity. And Rivers State government should apply the doctrine of necessity to ensure that the people of the state do not die or they not go hungry. Simple.
So
and let us see who owns the land.
So